wasn't me. It was Owen. I wasn't even there. One day, we're at Raw. And does anybody remember when, for a while there, Diana Smith, Davy's wife, was allegedly Shawn Michaels had hit on her, and there was this, drama because it was Davy was wrestling Shawn for the title at that point, and it wasn't me, but somebody came up with the idea that somehow Shawn had made advances to Diana and we were going to get the family involved and everything. I said, okay, well, let's make it as real as possible. Maybe could we get security camera footage of a parking garage where Michaels is, feeling her up or whatever, and then it come to find out we get the unedited version, and really that she came up and threw herself into his arms and he caught her, and then, whatever the fuck. But anyway, we did the interview in the ring where for the first time ever on the USA Network, much less Raw, I used the word fornicator on national television. Because I said, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to accuse Shawn Michaels of trying to break this woman's marital bounds, of trying to break the bonds of holy matrimony that these two fine young people have entered into. Accuse him of pawing her and groping her and forcing his manhood upon her. You, Shawn Michaels, and I didn't tell Vince I was going to say this, you are a fornicator. And Vince's eyes got big, but at the same time, he's like, I kind of like that. And then Diana says, Shawn, you know you want me. And oh my God, that got her so much heat. Because the people are like, Shawn Michaels hanging around with Pamela Anderson, and all of a sudden she's, so full of herself, she thinks this. Well, anyway, the next week at Raw, I'm in the locker room, or the pre-tape room, back in the back doing something, and here comes Davey and Owen. Of course, Owen's in the lead, and Davey's following around, They've got a red telephone, as red as this ring bell. It looked like what Commissioner Gordon called Batman on, right? And it was obviously a backstage arena telephone, and it didn't even have a dial on it. So, and the cord's going around the corner of the door, so I think, this is plugged into somebody's ass. This is not a real phone. And Owen says, a phone call for you, Jim, real serious. I said, who is it? It's Stu. Stu? Stu, your dad, Stu? Well, it just so happened also that Bruce Pritchard, along with everybody else in wrestling, but Bruce Pritchard does a great Stu Hart impersonation, right? So here I'm thinking this obviously bogus phone attached to something around the corner, coming in on the, carried by Owen and Davey, and it's Stu Hart on the phone for me. So I go, okay, I'll work with you here. Hello? Jim? Yeah, Stu, how you doing? Yeah, it's Stu. Listen, I'm trying to figure out why they're on TV making Dana look like some kind of whore. What? Well, Stu, you're upset with, what? The kids up here, they're in school, and they go to school, and the other kids are, they're taunting them because Diana's on TV looking like some kind of hooer. So I'm thinking, I'll get Bruce. Well, Stu, I was against it. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I think, but the whole thing was that Bruce Pritchard. Really? He came up with it. I said, hey, the whole thing was his. Because, he's one of those perverts. He goes to peep shows. He goes in the booth, where they have to mop up afterwards. And he's always, he's a sexual deviant is what he is, Bruce Pritchard is. I didn't realize that. He's always seemed like such a fine boy. But I don't like it that they're making Diana look like some kind of whore. So, it's beyond me, above my pay grade, Stu, to do anything about this, but I sympathize with you. I think the whole thing just sucks, but it's all Bruce Pritchard, because, yeah, he's a sexual deviant. He's a pervert. I'm going to have to call Vince, because we can't have Diana looking, on TV like some kind of whore. Well, Stu, if I were you, I'd call Vince right away. I'm gonna do that. Hey, thank you, Jim. Okay, goodbye. Literally, as soon as I put the phone down, from the other direction, not where the cord is going out the door, Bruce Pritchard walks around the corner with papers in his hand. He obviously has no idea what's going on. I look up at Davey and Owen, I'm like, who was that on the fucking phone? Oh, Owen said, it was Stu. Bruce said, what's going on? I said, nothing. We're just having a conversation here. Next week, that angle was killed deader than Kelsey's nuts. I don't know what Stu said to Vince if he did call him. Nobody shared that with me. And I don't know what Vince might have said to Bruce. And all I know is Diana wasn't a whore no more.